Welcome to Lawfolds Farm, episode 7, with me, Mr. Silly P. Unfortunately, I've read all my comments from episode 6, but I read them after having recorded this. So now I'm fully aware that I don't need to be doing this, I don't need to be tethering, because I can just create grass bales and use those. Problem was because I've only used loose material pretty much for making the power food up to now, and now I'm using bales. I was convinced I had to do hay. So thank you for your comments, much appreciated. Doesn't help me on this episode because I've already recorded it, so unfortunately you're going to have to sit watching incredibly frustrated. I do apologise for that. In all honesty, creating that hay didn't take anywhere near as long as I thought it was going to. You know, to attach both at the same time makes a huge difference. Doing the windrow might take a little bit longer, but not a problem. Try to make sure I do it as evenly as possible to make it easy for the baler. I don't know how many bales any of this is going to make. If I make more than I need, I'll probably sell off the spare ones because I don't want to have too many sitting around. If I don't make enough, I'll just cut some more and carry on. What you need now is some kind of front windrower. Mind you, drive over it when you or an attachment on the back of this or something, so you can attach a baler as well. So you can windrow and bale at the same time. That's what you need. Really speed up this entire process. With the windrowing done, it's time for baling. If I have a quick look in here, my bale counter for this session is saying 0. Created bales are 0. Totals on 82. I don't know how many I'm going to make, so I'm just going to keep baling until I've run out of bales, or run out of hay to bale. So, cruise control on, and away we go. Right, zoom in a little bit just to make it a little bit easier. First hay bales coming out. There was some in there already from when I did square bales last. It just converts whatever's left in there into whatever bale you're working on now, otherwise it would never let you bale again. You'd have bits of bale all over the place. There we go, bale number 1. Still loving this bale mod, the single axle from Black Sheep Modding. It's brilliant. Might do a little bit of work on my own fields once I've finished doing all this and I've got the feed ready for the cows. I'm going to need to get a feed wagon, either the Siloking Selfline or get one of the trailed ones, I'm not sure. Get some cows, get that on the go, and then probably do a harvest on one of my fields because I haven't really done that yet. I'm probably going to carry on doing a bit of wood chipping off screen, just to keep bolstering that money. And what I might do if I do enough wood chipping off screen, I might try and do enough. I'm thinking, providing the price doesn't drop, I'm getting roughly 30,000 for every trailer load I do of wood chips. If the price goes up, it'll be even more than that. If I do 10 loads, that's pretty much enough to buy the ScorpionKing. So I might do that. So yeah, off screen I might do a little bit. So if in an episode, I'm not saying the next one, but in an episode in the near future I've suddenly got it, that's probably why. And if I do that, I'll do a few little clips here and there. So some considerable time later, and it is a considerable time later, I'm up to 37 bales, and then obviously whatever's coming out of here now, it's going to be about 41, 42 maybe. I think I'm going to have, which is plenty. I was aiming for around the 40 mark. I wanted to have about double the amount of bales that I had of the others. I've got 24 of each of the others, so I was aiming for about 40-ish. Hasn't got to be exactly double, but it's going to be somewhere in the region. So what was that? 37, 38, 39. No, yeah, 39. So that'll be 40. Am I going to quite make another bale? No! Never mind. Turn off baler. And then unload baler. So it's going to be about 41. There's some left in there, so whatever baling I do next, it will convert whatever's left in there. I'm not going to get everything back out again just to make enough for one more bale. So lift that. Folds back up. And that's the baling done. So that's all the hay bales. Took a while, but I got there. So what I need to do now is take one of these back, well take all of them back really, and then come back down with the auto stack that I've actually, it's leased isn't it? I didn't buy it in the end, still leased. Now as you notice, top right hand corner, the money has plummeted. There's a reason for that. I did decide in the end, because I'm going to do a lot more wood chipping and I want to make it quicker, that it's quite profitable. I've leased the cramp, the big one, I can't remember what it's called now, the 59,000 litre cramp trailer, and I've bought the ScorpionKing. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do a load of wood chipping, but I'm going to do that off screen to regain that money. And that'll mean selling it between the two, Highland grain and Aberdeen grain I think it is, because the prices are fluctuating between the two. So I'll do a lot of that off screen to regain that money. So then hopefully when I get to the point where I've baled up all the hay and I'm ready to buy the cows, I've got enough money to just buy as many as I need. I say as many as I need, I'll buy a few. So, remembering where I put it. Now, as I said, I'm going to do a week about on my videos. So, this one will be posted Saturday, won't it? Yeah. So this will be the last one this week, and then I'll swap over to Chellington. And Sundays will be Chellington, so it'll be Sunday to Saturday on each. If I find the viewing figures are horrendous on Chellington, and they're way better on Lawfolds, I may consider whether or not to kind of predominantly do one over the other, so I might do more days on one. I really don't know. It will just be a case of seeing how it kind of pans out. I did want to go back and do a couple on Goldcrest Valley at some point, but I was really hoping that silage situation in the silage bays would be sorted, but every time I pop back on the map to have a look, it's not. There hasn't been another update, so I'm a bit frustrated, but can't do a lot about it. The Giants Island map tour went down quite well. I say it went down, the viewing figures are very good. Plenty of people have watched it. The map itself hasn't gone down very well. I don't think a lot of people like it very much. And I did say myself, you know, you can probably tell when I did Culver Park Farm, when I did this map tour, I was very kind of animated and excitable, like a little kid. I did the one on Giant's Island, and you know, it's a map. It's, you know, it's got everything on it. It's, you know, and I was very clear on the video. If you played it on 09, I would imagine it's incredibly nostalgic and it's pretty cool. You can play it again, but with all the FS17 stuff. But I don't think a lot of people like the map. A lot of people have watched the map tour and said, yeah, okay, not going to play that. But then I suppose the map tour's done its job from that respect. You know, if people think, oh, I'm not going to spend the time going on and whatever, watch someone else's map tour, I can make a decision based on that. So it's done its job, whether you like it or hate it. So, what I'm going to do now then, let's go around, gather these all up. This bale trailer will take 16 bales, so I'm going to do them in lumps of 16. Which means I'll have a stack, a short stack, at some point. I mean, I could do them in tens and have, you know, 4 stacks of 10, or seems a lot of mucking around really, doesn't it? Now, what I mowed yesterday, because I've done this in 2 kind of blocks of recording, what I finished the episode on, the last episode, I had mowed, and when I came to bale it all up, I baled it and I only had about 15 bales. So I then had to come back out, get all the equipment back out, mow and tedder a much larger area, then windrow it, and then bale it to make sure I had enough bales, because I was seriously short. And as I've done with a lot of the other parts of doing this, I'm not going to show you me doing all of it. At the end of the day, a bale going on here automatically works the same on the first bale as it does on the last. 2 more bales, then I'm going to whiz this over to Lewisk, the cow farm, and unload. And that's it, 16 bales. Now I'm not sure how well this is going to work, or even if the bales are going to fit underneath this roof here, so what I'm going to have to do is lift the stack up and kind of offer it up and see how it looks, because I'm not convinced it's going to fit. But now, it's not orthodox, I know, and I'm going to put the stacks in front of the garages here. It's a nice flat surface for putting them on. I know it's not undercover, but that's not the end of the world. But also it does mean I've got a kind of triangle of bales. I'll have the straw bales here, silage bales here, and then the hay bales stacked up over here. So then what I might do is have a telehandler, or whatever I'm going to use, tractor, also have the mix wagon for the feed under here as well, which I can bring out, load up using the bales, and then take over and do the feed. That's my thinking. It's not perfect. I'm probably longer term will need to think of a better solution, and then maybe even off screen knock the stack of bales down, restack them with the auto stack and put them somewhere else. But for the time being, it's a nice flat area to put them. I have no intention of using the garages, so that will do. I don't want to put them all too close together, because then you get it glitching and lagging because there's too many bales all in one place. So yeah, that's what we'll do. I'll bring the others back over. We'll load them up and bring them over. And that'll be the last part of the hay baling sorted out. It's taking a while, but as I said, next part of this episode I will do something slightly different. I do need to buy the feed wagon, but I might need to, I need to get the cows, and so there will be more going on. A lot of these fields are ready for harvest. There's probably tons of contracting work actually I'm missing out on, but this does need to be done. Okay, that's the last lot. It worked out 41 bales in the end, so I've got 9 here. 2 16s, 32, 9, yeah, 41. It's just not going to fit on inventory, is it? Oh, that's annoying. What I might do... It's a bit unorthodox, isn't it? Let's see if I can get away with it. Go to there. Unload. Lower that down. And then maybe push the stack back if I can get away with it. But that might not be low enough actually. It's going to hit the next. Actually, hang on. I said it was unorthodox and it really is. Properly unorthodox. So it's not the done thing. Don't do this at home, kids. Which is frowned upon. Especially the fact it just crashed into the trailer as well. Nice and gently. The power of the JCB. There you go, good as gold. No one would know any different, would they? If they hadn't just witnessed it with their own eyes. Okay, now, it's only dawned on me as well, I am going to need grass, because they need hay or silage to go with the power food. If I do get the Selfline Siloking, when you pick up grass with it, it turns it into hay. Saves me having to spend ages making silage in the silage bay. So what I might do is just... could cut grass and put it in there. I don't know, I'll think of something. I'm either going to do silage in the silage bay, or I might just pile grass up somewhere that I can use the Siloking with to pick it up, like I've done on the other maps. I don't know. That requires more thought, because until I've got that sorted out, I can't buy the cows because they won't have all the feed they need. But that's all the bales sorted out anyway, that's the bales done. So, get this back over with all the equipment back to the farm, and I will think about next steps. So I thought my best option at the moment for grass, and some which hasn't grown obviously, but was to cut with the double mowers on the front, windrow on the back, so I can kind of get more grass in one hit as I go around, and then go around with the forage loading wagon, whatever you want to call it, to collect up the grass, and then I'll either put that in the silage bay, or I'll just put it down as grass, and then it can turn into hay when I use the Siloking. That's kind of the option, but as you can see, front 3 mowers are cutting thrice the amount of grass, and then the windrow is just sticking into one neat pile, so it just makes life a lot easier when I go then over with the and obviously the grass hasn't fully grown here, so I'm not going to have a huge amount. Up the other end of this meadow, field 39, is where all the long grass is, so I would probably have been better off up that end. I'll see how I get on this end, and if the yield isn't brilliant at the moment, I'll probably shift my attentions up the other end, but this should work for the time being. I've got about 28,000 litres already in the loading wagon that I had over for the sheep. Just need to give myself enough of everything for the cows to get going. Money's gone up a little bit. I've done a couple of loads of wood chips. One load I did, was that in 2 or 3 I don't know. One load I did at Highland Grain, and then the price started to drop. The price started to increase at Aberdeen Grain, so I went over there and did 2 loads over there. So it's all working quite well. The price is still rising at Aberdeen Grain, so I'm going to leave it for a little bit, let it go up some more, and then probably go back and I've got a load ready to go, a full wagon of 59,000 litres, so that should be fine. So the loading wagon's not far off full anyway. I didn't use a huge amount for the sheep. There you go, full. So take this over to Lewis and make a decision as to what I want to do, and whether it will let me unload it as chaff and actually ferment silage. I might do that, it's probably going to be easier, isn't it? I think it allows you to drop off grass, doesn't it? 3 or 4 loads of this will give me what, 130,000 litres of silage. That should be alright for a little bit. I'm going to leave it all up, predominantly one end. We'll reverse over it just to compact it a little bit, and then just cover it, and then collect it when I need it. I'm not going to be using rollers or anything like that. But there'll be just enough in there to keep me going. And as I said, I will continue collecting up the grass I've just cut. When I run out of grass that I've cut, I'll cut some more, collect some more, and so on. This is the last load I'm going to put into the silage bunker. It should put me about 150,000 litres, I think, or something like that. Maybe 160, something like that. So, unload here. And then what I will need to do, oh, there you go, 170,000 litres. That's going to be plenty enough. So I'll just drop off the trailer, compact it, blanket it, and that'll be good to go. And then I'm going to take the trailer back over to the meadow. I have carried on, I have cut some more. What I'm going to do is collect that up, and that'll be feed for the sheep, and the cows will need it as well. But I'll fill that forage wagon back up again with grass, just so I've got some feed. So what I will do now then, it's just a bit of old school driving up and down. No fancy rollers, no levelers, nothing like that. Just a bit of driving about. go. $170,000 compacted blanket silo. Bunker silo was covered. That normally takes about, what is it, 6 hours, something like that? And then hopefully I'll be able to use it. I have had the odd issue here and there with bunkers, but anyway. Collect up grass. I am going to buy another Aquatrans, and I put water in that and bring it over here as well. And that should then, fingers crossed, give me everything I need for the cows. And I will purchase some. Plus I need to get, what did I say I need to get? Telehandler. Feeder wagon. Verter animals. Got the options of the Siloking trailed line. Or I can go with the Siloking. I do like the Selfline, it's really good. It's a lot more expensive, but it does work well. And there is a new modded one as well at the moment. But it's only about 6,000 litre capacity, which isn't a huge amount. So I'm not sure really how much good that would be. There's also that absolutely insane mammoth, or whatever it is, the huge one, takes some ludicrous amount. But it does look so absolutely unrealistic. I'm probably not going to go with that. So back over to the meadow, like I say, I'm going to fill this loading wagon back up again. That'll be grass then for the sheep. I did go over a little while ago off screen with this front loader bucket, and I did clean up the sheep area, feed area, because it was down to about 79%, I think it was. That's been done. We are on the cusp of cows. I have been busy. As I said at the start of the video, or showed on the start of the video, this has been recorded in different blocks. I hadn't read the comments when I started recording and didn't know about, well, I didn't know, it kind of worked on different things. Anyway, I don't need to make hay bales, that much I know now. Something else I didn't know, Fragdad, thank you very much, you are a legend. On Goldcrest Valley you could put hay bales, if you made hay bales, over the rail for the cows because they need hay and silage. You could put grass bales into the grass trough, but on the modded maps, all the ones that I'd tried, it wouldn't let you put anything over the rail. So that's why I was making bales, I was cutting grass, I was doing all these, you know, thingamybob. But it transpires, thank you Fragdad, as I said, he said that it will allow you to put things over the rail. So I would have a quick check, it does. So all those hay bales I spent ages making, I can use to fill up the hay and silage bit. So the hay, I'll get rid of all that. I'll cut a load of grass bales, because the grass bales I can use for putting over the rail for the grass feed. I can also use them. I've bought, oh yeah, sorry, I'm wittering away. I bought the new Holland LM7.42. It is a mod, I downloaded it. I've used the Manitou quite a lot, so I thought I'd go with this. I have also purchased the Kuhn Primor bale shredder, but as it probably transpires now, you can probably put straw bales over the rail as well, and it will do that without needing that. But I do like using that, it's quite cool. I have also bought the Siloking Selfline. I like the Selfline for a couple of reasons. It's got the same capacity as the one that's towed, but it has got the ability to scoop and pick up off the ground. I tend to use that for cleaning the feed area, so you haven't got to have multiple bits of machinery doing all of that. At the moment, this has got, if I just flick across very quickly, it has got 2 hay bales in it. It's got 1 straw bale in it. What it needs now is silage. The silage is fermenting, but I do have my silage bales around the side. So what I do now know is if I put a grass bale in the top of that, it will turn it into hay. I did know before, because I had loose grass and loose straw on all my other maps in piles, it would turn the grass into hay when it was picked up. I just didn't know whether it would do it with bales or not. So thank you for all the advice, all the people that said you don't need to make hay bales, you can just do grass. I now know that. I've bought a load of equipment, and now it's busy time in preparing to feed all of the animals, the cows, which I don't own yet. So I have put one hay bale over the rail, I have put one grass bale over into the trough. So what I'm going to do now, hopefully, is top this right up. There we go. So if I look in here now, silage and hay, still not full. This is going to take a lot, isn't it? I'm going to do grass, I'm going to finish off the power food, I'm going to put that in, I'm going to put their straw in, I'm going to top up the water. I bought another Aquatrans and filled that up, that's up the other end. Silage is next, so I can get the power food finished. It'll probably take all of it though, in all honesty, but I can always make some more, at least I've got something to start them off with. And that should be it. I do like the New Holland, it's really nice. The Manitou's brilliant, but I do, yeah, I like New Hollands. It's going to take a lot, isn't it? Of course it is. So a quick check on here. Yeah. And it's filled up, yeah, it does a mix, doesn't it? I keep forgetting that. Part to the power food and part to the silage and hay. Doesn't matter, I'll top that up later on once I've got the cows in there. So I've got some grass, got some silage, got some hay. Straw, I'm going to put the bedding in now. And then the water, just pop this out of the way. I'll keep topping that up. Let's jump in this. There we go. Might well take another one. Don't know how much of it, might take the whole thing. Right, there we go. So that should do for that. So the next thing then is going to actually be to buy some cows. So, dialogue box. I'm not going to get the trailer this time, just going to buy direct and have them shipped. Couriered, parachuted in, I don't know. However they're going to get here. So, buy. I'm going to buy 30. It's 156,000. It's a lot of money. But I've still got gold money there, and I'm making money on wood chips, and you know what? Doesn't matter. Confirm. Yes. And that's how we're going to end the episode. After all the work, and it's taken a while, we now have cows which are now flying. Okay, that's odd, but never mind. We have 30 cows, so they're going to start producing milk, manure, slurry, and all the rest of the things they need to be producing. It's taken a while, but we finally got here. I will carry on topping up the feed, making sure they got everything they need. Oh, they need water, don't they? Forgot about that. Close that gate. I will do the water, which I can't do by hand, can I? Idiot. Anyway. on that rather stupid comment. I hope you enjoyed the episode, and I'm sure at different points you've all been screaming at the screen and you're going to leave comments telling me, you know, what I should have done, shouldn't have done, could have done. I know, I absolutely get it. So now, by the end of the episode, I know exactly what I should have done, could have done, will do in the future. If you like the episode, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. I'm sure I will get a few. And if you want to share the video, please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. From Lawfolds Farm, with the cows. Thanks for watching.